Welcome to our podcast.
Welcome.
I am Beth Cornell.
And I am Sarah Cornell.
And this is Sit Still and Listen. So we hope that you can do that for the next 30 minutes or so while we talk about our subject. Sarah, do you want to introduce our subject?
We're talking about Disney.
Yeah, it's a broad topic. So I don't know where we'll land on this topic, but we only have...
Somewhere magical.
Right. So what do you want to talk about Disney today, Sarah?
I want to talk about the new ride that is opening, to date this ever so slightly, the Rise of the Resistance ride that opens in Disneyland tomorrow.
Yeah, it's been open in Disney World for quite some time now.
I'm excited. I'm so excited.
It doesn't sound like they've had a lot of hitches over there, other than they have used boarding groups, which is a unique way to get people on there.
It did. Something happened where the fire alarm got tripped.
Oh.
That was something that happened, and a bunch of people got evacuated off of it. But by the sound of it, everything was fine, and that there wasn't a fire. But that was something that absolutely happened, and it messed up the whole...
Kind of an interesting thing is I saw a POV video where there is some kind of fire going off, or lasers, or something that looks like fire. It might not be real fire, I don't know. But like when they shoot, it like burns things. And,
oh, jeez. Oh, man.
And Kylo Ren's lightsaber like burns through things while you're inside.
That's not good.
Yeah, it's scary. I mean, I'm sure it's not scary once you're there, but on the POV, I was like, wow, if I was a kid, that would be scary.
Well, you know, those videos never truly, like, do the rides justice.
Sure,
because,
so
like,
it might actually be really scary.
Because, like, I mean, in the Haunted Mansion rides, like, you know, you can smell the gingerbread houses, and you can, like, that party room that you glide past, like, there's those smells. And
isn't Disney wonderful with the sensory integration in the parks?
Good.
Yeah, I think that's why a lot of people who might have sensory processing issues love Disney, because...
Or hate it, depending on how sensitive you are.
Sure.
Like, I mean, some rides I can't do just because it's, like...
Yeah.
Too much.
Yeah, when I walk down Main Street, I get overwhelmed by initially.
Yeah.
And then by the time I'm to the hub, I'm like over it.
the one ride that it was Space Mountain, and more specifically Ghost Galaxy, that overlay that they do, at least in Disneyland. I don't know about Disney World. They do this Ghost Galaxy thing where a giant flaming skeleton chases you through the roller coaster.
Yeah, that's bad.
And I was not expecting it either. And it's really loud, and that ride is very fast.
Yeah, and you were like 20-something.
No, I was younger. I was 18. That was my 18th birthday. Yeah,
okay.
That was my 18th birthday, and I freaked out.
Yeah, you were older, let's just say. Yeah, I remember you crying.
Yeah, I was very upset. I was upset for multiple reasons.
There's no crying at Disney.
I'm crying at Disney.
The other time was you ripped your pants.
That was also my birthday. That was actually the same day, I seem to recall.
I think that's the last time your boyfriend's been with you there.
Yes.
I believe. Wow, that's quite some time ago.
Yeah, time to go again.
We'll see what we can do.
Time to go again, Panda. Buckle up.
Poor Panda. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I could spend all day just in the Star Wars section, and I know that many Disney fans were upset about the whole Star Wars integration into Disney. But for me, that's a park unto itself.
Yeah,
it's like its own thing.
I mean, we did spend an entire day there. The last time we went. Yeah. Oh yeah, me and Reggie, we spent a whole day there just because, like.
Well, you made lightsabers. You built droids. She built droids.
Yeah, we did the lightsaber thing, and then we rode Smuggler's Run twice.
We went to Olga's.
Yeah. We couldn't ride Rise of the Resistance because it wasn't open, but if it was,
well, you know,
that would have been on the itinerary.
One thing I could say is take your money when you go to Olga's, because those drinks are quite pricey.
Yeah, they're expensive.
and I was like, I got the tab, and then when I got the tab, I was like, whoa, what do we drink?
I suddenly don't have it.
But the thing is, you know, get the little, what did they call it? Yib Yab Bits or whatever.
I don't know.
It's kind of like a pub mix, but it's an off-world pub mix. It's really good.
It's just a pub mix,
it's
really.
But good, though.
But it's a pub mix, but the presentation of it is like...
So I had a Jedi mind trick, and I had something... from Bespin, maybe.
I can't remember what I
Anyway, the 2 drinks really knocked me on my butt. So you're going to feel it.
Yeah, be prepared.
Yeah.
Also, if you're traveling with younglings, I was going to get there eventually, they do have non-alcoholic beverages. So we obviously took Reggie with us, and she's under the age of 21, and she ordered non-alcoholics. And they're still really good. Like, I mean, even if you don't drink, like, they do serve non-alcoholic beverages.
And here's a tip. You're going to wait probably 15 minutes to get in anyway. You do have to have a reservation, though. And if you want a booth, there's only a few. So if you mention that when you check in that you want a booth, they'll hold you back until you're able to sit. And we were a party of 4, and the booth holds about 8.
There was us 4. There was a couple next to me and Reggie, and there was a couple next to you and Ruth Ann. So that's 8.
Yeah.
So it holds 8 people.
Yeah, so if you're less than a party of 8, you'll be sharing. But it was fun.
Yeah.
And you know, everybody ordered different drinks, so we got to see what a lot of different drinks look like.
And watch the expressions on people's faces. One of the drinks has some sort of numbing agent that like numbs your mouth.
I think that was the fuzzy tauntaun.
Yeah, it is. It is.
I remembered that because I will avoid that drink.
I wanted to try it. I really wanted to try it, but I don't like vodka.
And and then I would end up drinking it, and I'd had enough. So. So are there any other Disney topics that you want to bring up?
I am excited for Phase 4 for Marvel, for the Marvel movies.
Oh, yeah.
I'm excited about that. I'm excited about the Marvel portion they're building in California Adventure.
Yeah, that's going to open this spring.
Yeah, that'll be really good.
Yeah, I don't really know much about the ride. I hear it's Spider-Man themed.
Yeah, I think you're making a suit for Spider-Man. And it's very much...
Then you try it out somehow.
Maybe. I don't know. But
I hear there's web slinging in some capacity.
Really?
Yeah.
Because because I've seen the concept art, because there's images of the concept art online, and it looks very similar. It's a trackless ride, I think.
It is. And it's rather large. It takes up a big footprint.
Yeah, it's huge. It takes up the entire area where the old theater for the Bug's Life, plus the Bug's Life land itself a little bit. It's huge. And they're also putting in another theater in there as well. There's a show. I think it's got Dr. Octopus in it as a show. So
interesting.
That's
what I found kind of neat was that they had all that tumultuous thing happen with the movie. And right at the exact moment they're announcing Spider-Man rides and the land, is coming. And I thought
Sony was like, excuse me, no?
Is that going to ruin that? But it didn't. It didn't even slow it down.
Because Disney is a giant corporation.
So I guess they had an agreement in place about that.
Yeah, they bought Sony.
Well, it's a good thing. It's just a good thing.
Yeah. A giant monopolization of
I don't feel bad about Pixar Pier. I like the fact that I wasn't really sold on California Adventures Pier, Paradise Pier, mainly because
it felt really carnival-y.
It did, and you can go to a real pier in California that's right down the road. That's way better than in my opinion, and then what Pixar Pier. As it evolved into Pixar Pier, it became more of a destination to meet your characters from Pixar. When it was Paradise Pier, it was just very carnival-y and not very Disney.
That's what I wanted to clarify what I meant there by it felt very carnival-y. Of course it did. It's a pier, it was pier theme. But what I meant by that is there wasn't this clear overarching this is Disney. Clearly Disney.
Yeah. Except for the Mickey Wheel, which we don't go on.
I went on it. I've been on it twice.
I've been on it once. That was enough.
I've been on it twice. I even rode the swinging one.
I rode it with you, and that's probably why I won't ride it again.
Yeah, that's fair. I rode on the swinging one with Reggie, and that was about enough to kill me. I wanted to die. Why aren't there...
It's probably the highest point in the park.
It's not.
No?
Guardians of the Galaxy's higher.
Oh, is it?
Way higher.
Yeah, but you're there for a split second. And then Okay.
Nope, you're not.
That's another ride that I don't enjoy.
That's because you rode it once and you didn't have the seatbelt on properly.
That's your version of it. My tailbone's version of it is ouch, and no, I'm not doing that again.
It's purely because you had the thing on wrong. Okay. It's purely because I literally.
Okay, and this is where the generational difference comes in.
I literally think, and the reason why I'm calling your bullshit is because I've seen people who are like almost double your age on that thing, because
it's not an age thing, it's strictly a tailbone thing. I have a very sensitive tailbone. Yeah, I like what they did with the Incredicoaster.
That's so fun.
And I haven't ridden the Inside Out ride yet because it's Flix Flyers. I still think of it as Flix Flyers, but I will get on it when the line is low.
Yeah, when we went the last time, it was right around the holidays, and it was really, really busy. But it was totally worth it because we got to see all the Christmas theming in the park. But I want to see the Inside Out ride just for the theming of it. Like, I don't necessarily have to ride it. I just kind of want to look at it. And I don't even think we made it over there. We nearly did.
We nearly did. Yeah, but the crowds were just incredible.
Massive. It was amazing how
we were there between Christmas and New Year's 2019. So just recently, not long ago. Yeah. So some of the things too, some tips I might add. If you can ever get the chance to do the club level at the Paradise Pier, that's kind of a once-in-a-lifetime splurge that you should definitely do.
It's absolutely worth it.
Because we did not have good planning with that trip. It was kind of on the spur. And when we got there, we needed dinner the night we arrived.
And we did not have plans.
It was a birthday dinner, too, which is really bad. And, well, we did have a reservation at Napolini.
Mm-hmm. The outside, not the to-go version.
Yeah. However, that wasn't a popular choice, so they really wanted something that had a lot more variety of foods in it. So we asked the concierge to help us, and she was able to get us in Splitsville, which turns out to be just a delight for dinner. You would think, okay, it's a bowling alley.
It's like bar food.
Yeah, it's not going to be very good.
Wrong-o.
Yeah.
Their sushi is amazing. Oh my god. As somebody who is like kind of a sushi snob, it's so good. I was really concerned about it not being like kind of like up to snuff about like health concerns. Like I was worried that like I was going to eat this and get sick basically. And I didn't, which is great. And it tasted really good. Everything was really fresh. And their spicy tuna rolls are amazing. They need more spicy mayonnaise on it, in my opinion. But it was on par with the stuff that's over in Epcot, in Walt Disney World, in the Tokyo area.
Yeah.
It was on par with that. That stuff's so good.
And the club level concierge got us in time to spare for the happy hour, so we were able to get discounted drinks and appetizers, which was sushi, and then also stay a bit and listen to a band and have dinner. They brought out a giant cupcake.
No, it was a sundae.
Was it a sundae?
It was a sundae, yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't remember.
It was a sundae.
For the birthday girl, and I mean, it just made our night. Because when we walked out of there, it was just people soup in downtown Disney. It was just so, I don't even know how she made that happen, but we tried again to move our reservation that we did have the following night, but we weren't as lucky that time. But still,
they were able to move it up a little bit, but it wasn't. Yeah,
it wasn't the ideal time we wanted. It was good though. And, you couldn't ask for anything better, really.
You had no way. Like, I mean, there truly is no other way to get a reservation moving around unless, of course, you have a fairy godmother like that. And
we had a view of the park, and it was
spectacular.
And we could see the World of Color and hear it too, because we could put the TV on the right channel, would play
the music.
Yeah.
And the view of our room, you could see the entirety of California Adventure, all the way up to Soarin'. And if you stood at the far end of like near the wall, you could actually see almost all of Disneyland as well. Like you could see Space Mountain, you could see the Matterhorn Mountain, you could see Big Thunder Mountain, and then you could just see the spires of Black Spire back there. So really, really, really awesome view. Just super cool. And
so which Star Wars land did you enjoy more? I know you did more in Disneyland.
I did more in Disneyland. So I feel like I'm kind of biased. Specifically because every time I was in Disney World's version, I was sweating and hot and disgusting.
It's very warm
because it was very, very humid when we went. Although I will say I do like Walt Disney World's setup better than I like Disneyland's, because in Disney World they have Star Tours right next to Galaxy's Edge. Yeah, and in Disneyland, if you're unaware, Star Tours is in Tomorrowland, which is like almost on the opposite side of the park. It is on the opposite side of the park to where Galaxy's Edge is. So like if you go on Star Tours and you get that awesome Batuu ending where you're landing in like Black Spire and it's like, oh, you're there, and you get off the ride and you're like, oh crap, I have to walk 400 miles to the back of the park in order to get there. It's kind of like breaks your immersion into like the world.
Yeah.
But in Walt Disney World, it's like you get off the ride, you hook a left, and boom, you're there. So I think they did that a little bit better. I understand Disney didn't really have a choice. They couldn't really move Star Tours.
No, Star Tours is in a huge building, and there's nowhere to put that over there. That's one of the things about Disneyland is that it is small. And, you know, when Sarah says walk to the back of the park 400 miles away, it's really not. By comparison, you know, Disney World is like, I don't know how many acres. It's just
Disneyland is like a fifth or like a 1/16 the size of
it's very small compared. So yeah,
I think
if you were just familiar with World, you would think that, oh my God, that's like in a whole different, you know, park or whatever. No. But it's really not.
The reason I say that like it feels like forever is because when we went, it was so busy and like there were so many people.
Yeah, it really is people dependent on how small that park feels.
Yeah.
and at certain times of the day too, like when the parades are happening, you have to really plan where you're at. Because you could get stuck on one side or the other.
Yeah, and if you have a reservation like at the Blue Bayou or something at like 4:00 in the afternoon, like you better hustle because
you're not going to get there. So just to bring up the last topic of Disney,
sure,
that I'd like to talk about, Disney Plus. I love Disney Plus.
I'm sad about it right now, actually, because they're losing some of their IPs. So some of the movies that were on there aren't on there anymore.
Yeah, and I think that's going to happen, but it's kind of like how Netflix takes things on and off.
I guess.
It'll come back. It'll come back around.
They took Black Cauldron off. That's why I'm upset.
Yeah, well, it'll come back, and I think that's what keeps people subscribing and unsubscribing. You know,
well, a lot of people mass unsubscribed once The Mandalorian was over, and they're like, "We'll get it back when it relaunches it."
They're going to regret that because these Marvel shows are about to kick off, so they might resubscribe for those.
Some people aren't really into the whole Marvel thing, though. Yeah. Like, we're a very special family in that, like, we are in love with Star Wars and we are in love with Marvel.
True.
So, like, we have an extra credence
Tim
to keep
and I
it.
have been watching the Imagineering stories.
Those are so good.
We've been watching a lot of the documentary type things.
Have you started watching A Day in the Life of Disney? A Disney employee or whatever. A Day at Disney.
Not yet.
Oh my God, watch it.
Okay.
It is so good. You will cry.
Yeah, things we like the behind the scenes things and like how it was made, the engineering type things. Yeah, we like to watch that. I also watched Togo. I watched part of it. I didn't get
Is that the one with Willem Dafoe in it?
Yeah. Oh my God, that's really good. And
he's a phenomenal actor.
Yeah, and so is the dog.
I forgot about the dog.
Yeah, you should watch it. You should watch it, but watch it with Tyler because you'll be a puddle at the end of it.
Oh no, he'll be a puddle too. We can't do dog things.
Okay, don't watch
We cried at Bolt for crying out
don't
loud.
Don't watch it. You'll cry through the whole thing.
Oh no.
But it's really good, and it's really it's really accurate to what I experienced when I went to Alaska with the dogs and stuff. Yeah, that's why I liked it so much. Anyway, I watched it with somebody from Alaska, so yeah.
You'll be able to fact check it.
Yeah, and she liked it too. So, yeah. Disney doesn't do many wrong things. And the things they do wrong, they correct it. That's what I
think.
Well, they're going to correct that sooner or later. Yeah, and the new Mulan movie's coming out. That could be
I was so excited.
Quite good.
I was so excited. Don't get me wrong. I'm still blindingly excited. Like, that is one of my favorite Disney movies. But I wanted Mushu. Why? Every time they get rid of the dragon. Why? I was so excited to see like a little CG Mushu. I was like, and they could have gotten Eddie Murphy to be the voice and it would have been good. It would have been funny.
I do regret when they don't get the living actors to re-voice things like Lion King for me. Okay, I realize it was totally a whole new thing, but...
It wasn't, though.
They did give James Earl Jones. I mean, all those people are still alive.
I will say that the casting for John Oliver is still really good.
Yeah.
Like, I just think John Oliver's funny. I think his voice fit the animal that they CG'd in there. I don't know. It's his nose. There, I said it.
So, today, our affiliations that we're going to present to you are about Disney. Well, two of them are. So I have the first two. And the first one is our affiliation with David's Vacation Club Rentals. It's the largest, most trusted source of Disney Vacation Club rentals in the world. Many have saved thousands of dollars on their Disney vacations, and you can too by clicking our link. No membership required, and start saving now. So David's Vacation Rentals rents Disney Vacation Club villas. Mm-hmm. And those are different than your typical hotel rooms.
They're really nice.
Because they have usually a partial or full kitchen. The one bedrooms all have a washer and dryer. We ended our vacation at Disney World in a one bedroom at Animal Kingdom. It was just so convenient, beautiful. We did all of our laundry.
It was really, really nice.
Yeah. And
the bathtub.
Oh my God, it had a jetted, deep sitting bathtub.
A sitting bathtub is in
I think we all took a bath.
We did.
And we just used every bit of the amenities.
I think by the time we got there, though, like, we had been there for 2 weeks, and we were so exhausted, and when we went, all of us, we were like, oh my God, the bathroom! We, like, collectively stood in the bathroom together and just stared at this tub, because we were like, we're all getting in it. It's like...
And it had ample room for us to sleep. It had a fold-out chair.
There were 5 of us.
And it had a bedroom, and then it had a queen-size fold-out couch, which was comfortable. So all I have to say is we are Disney Vacation Club members. We paid for that. If I hadn't done that, and if I ever need to do something additional, I would rent through David's. I haven't rented with them, but I know people who have. And you can call them, talk to them, nice people. That's why I got an affiliation with them. They have reviews on their website too. And they also have this thing that's really neat. It's like a quick, if you spur of the moment decided, I want to go to Disney World and I want to stay in a nice property, you can go on their website and see what they have available within the next 3 months, because they have properties that were already set to be rented out that people couldn't make their trips, and they put them on there, and they're very reasonable. And these properties are usually on the monorail line, or they have extra amenities attached to them in some way. They're on the Skyliner. The boardwalk, I believe, is one of them. It has the huge boardwalk and a beach pool type pool.
Yeah,
we haven't stayed at all of them. We've only stayed basically at...
3. We stayed at 3.
Yeah, 3 of them.
One of them is the...
Polynesian, Animal
Kingdom Lodge, and... Contemporary. I wanted to call it the Conservative for some reason. Honestly, that's not it.
It's conservative in that it's old.
It's conservative in that it looks boring.
It's the second oldest property aside from the Polynesian. We own it, the Polynesian, so we're kind of partial to Polynesian. I am anyway.
So good there.
Yeah, it's so good.
If you want an island vibe without having to go to an island, stay at the Polynesian. Oh my lord.
Okay, so that's our first affiliation, and the second one is Cheapo Air. They have a round trip special right now. If you click our link, you'll get $24 off and the best price that they have. So you get 2 bonuses by clicking our link. And then I'm going to let Sarah do the third one.
So the last one, thank you, is the Adventures for Fun Addicts. That's FUNATICS. And they do special little things. They have them for California adventures. They're kind of like these passports that you take with you. They're about $3 to $4 each. And basically it's a way to keep tally of what you've drank and where. And in Epcot, that's really important because you drink around the world. You start either in Mexico or you start in, I think it's Canada on the other side is the first one you start at. And you can just tick off where you drank and what you drank. They also have the Sippin' and Snackin' in the Springs passport, which is in Disneyland. And the other one for Disneyland...
I think that's Disney World.
It says DL here.
Right here.
Oh, okay.
I
see.
I think that's for Disney Springs.
Oh, yeah, you're right. It is for Disney Springs. I apologize.
I think that's a new one.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, because at Disney Springs, I noticed when I was there...
There's so much to eat.
There is. They have a lot of small venues, too, and kind of almost like kiosks everywhere.
Yeah.
That you can buy small bites at, yeah. So I'm sure that's what that's about.
Okay, so the one that's actually in Disneyland, more specifically in California Adventure, is the Party in the Park passport. In California Adventure, you are allowed to drink in the park. You're allowed to open carry beverages around. In Disneyland, not so much. The only place you can purchase alcohol in Disneyland is Olga's. And you are not allowed to take the alcohol out past Olga's entrance.
It's a 2-drink minimum. You can't drink more than 2 drinks.
Maximum, you mean?
Maximum, sorry. Yeah, I thought it was minimum, but it's maximum.
It's maximum, yeah.
But I can see why, because those are strong drinks.
You're going to be on your ass if it's a 2-drink minimum.
And some people would just stay in there all day. Yeah, they want you in and out of there, so they can get a lot of people in and out.
And there's also another reason, too, is that like there's kind of like a show going on.
Yeah, true. You see everything after a certain moment.
Yeah, you're only allowed in there for like, I think it was 45 minutes to
an
hour.
They say that, 45 minutes, yeah.
Yeah, then they kick you out.
Yeah, but those passports and little checklists are available at the link below. And you can also get lanyards there. I mean, you can get a whole bulk of them for a group, which is, I think, what it's intended for. I've never done it myself.
Yeah, big groups.
But yeah, Sarah intends to do it the next time she goes.
Heck yeah.
With her boyfriend.
And like everybody, I have a list. I can't believe they're taking 8 people. 8. That's
Who are they?
Jess and Christian's family, and I'm just like, oh my lord.
Yeah, it would be fun to go with a group. The most we've gone with is 5.
I think that's my limit, to be frank.
Well, it gets a little testy.
It gets a little dicey. Yeah. Like, just because there's a lot of...
people want to do different things, too.
Yeah.
When we go with my brother and his family, they're super flexible, and they want to do basically the stuff we want to do. Mm-hmm. We're not super picky, because we know we're going to go back over and over again. But I feel like they may not go back as much as us, or I don't know.
If at all, really.
I kind of heard that they weren't going back again. last time, but I don't know.
You don't just say that. There's something, you're like, that's the last time I'm ever going, or like, that's the last time I'm going for a while, and then something just, a scent sparks your memory, and you're like, I have to go back there, I'm going to die.
It is kind of a workout going there, for sure. And,
it's worth it.
Yeah, I don't think I would do 6 days straight in the park, walking like 8 miles a day.
That was so bad.
That pressed me a little bit. And, you know, I won't be the first one to admit I'm not in great shape. But 8 days in the parks pressed me a bit.
I'm in shape. And that shape is round. And it was hard. I have slight back problems. So standing upright can be a bitch for extended periods of time.
Yeah, the standing gets you. It's not the walking. It's the standing.
It's the standing in the lines. That's what sucks. Because you're just...
I didn't mind it, though. I totally enjoy seeing my niece be so happy and so having such a great time and meeting characters. We got to meet the Beast. I mean,
oh my God!
I got to meet Talking Mickey. I mean, these are things that you can't duplicate anywhere else. And I think we're gonna conclude here. I hear a kitty knocking at the door.
She's been scratching at the door for like the last 5 minutes. I'm really sorry if you guys can hear that. My cat is just like, let me in.
So I'm going to conclude this wonderful episode that we talked about Disney. We just barely scratched the surface, and we probably will do another one of these just for Disney Cruise Line.
Oh my God, yay!
And we're going on a cruise in April, so it'll be after that cruise. So not maybe to date before. This thing. No, it'll be after, because we're going to want to talk about all the new stuff on that ship that we haven't seen yet, because there's new stuff.
There is new stuff. I want to talk about our old cruise too, because that was really fun.
Yeah, we can. Okay, so that's something to look forward to, and I love you, Sarah.
I love you too, Ma.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.